Today we're doing a little install of a Turbo S front bumper. This is how the Baja bumper comes. Whatever color you choose, red, blue, black. Comes with the stainless mesh already inserted. Comes with all the hardware you see here. And these are the tools that you'll need to install it. 15mm open end box end wrench, 3/16 Allen, some Loctite if you want to Loctite the bolts, always a good idea. We use a little impact driver, 15mm socket, and a rubber mallet, always handy. First off, we're going to start off with this little guy right here. Take this guy and you pop your grill off. There's two little tabs on here. Remove those tabs, grill slides out, and then you'll see there's like a little winch slot that was intended for a winch, but as everybody knows, with the new differentials, the way they're placed in there, you can't put a winch on a Turbo S. There's just no room for it behind the radiator on top of the differential. So we're going to take advantage of that slot though. Slide our little bar. You see I got the little Allen started in there, and that's just going to hold this plate in place. So when we set our bumper on top here, we can use all four of those nuts to secure our bumper. So hold that plate on the back side. Take those two nuts out, or bolts out. Make sure that plate stays in place. That plate has stayed in place back there. Now I can reuse those that nut plate back there to secure the bottom of my new bumper. Okay, so we did design this bumper to retain, they call it like a winch cover, but we want to retain this piece here if we're not using a winch, because it makes it so much nicer looking. You don't have to see these big old gaps on the side of each side of the bumper. And so we made the bumper to leave those bumper covers in place. So when you slide your bumper on, you kind of drop the top in a little bit first, get it to slide in there, and then slowly let the bottom down. So now you can see that bumper cover has plenty of room. Bumper's in place. All you gotta do is drop our hardware back in, and we got the bumper. Okay, so we got our bumper holes. I'm gonna take and put a little bit of blue Loctite on these bolts before we drop them in. Always a good idea on anything off-road. Add a little Loctite, keep things in place. As you can see, I got the factory bolt, 2 bolts in the bottom here with that plate that we were careful to not drop down behind the diff. And now I'm going to finish tightening those up with the 15mm gear wrench. That one's already tight. Now we can go ahead and tighten up our bolts on top. All right, now that the bottom of our bumper's tight, we can go ahead and tighten up the top. We just use a little impact driver with a 15mm. If you guys want to torque the bolts down, you can torque them to 85 foot-pounds just to make sure everything's snug and secure and not going to come loose on you. For our last step, take your TMW bumper ends, tap those guys in, little rubber hammer. And then it's all good to go. Bumper's done.